Part 2. The diagnosis. Hodgkin's lymphoma. Lewis and I drove silently to the hospital. We waited, gripping each other's hands. We watched some Bill Bailey to try to distract us from the looming news. And finally, we were called in to meet Dr. Derbyshire, the ENT consultant. It briefly occurred to me that the previous 3 appointments in his clinic had always been a registrar. It seemed another warning bell that we were meeting the consultant and not just another registrar. We made very brief small talk. Then gently, he started explaining the results of the biopsies. Bethany, I'm very sorry to share this with you, but the biopsy that we took from Bio Collarbone, it came back as Hodgkin's lymphoma. I'm very sorry, but you have cancer. My world started swirling around me. I suddenly felt like I was detached from my body, like I was watching myself. I noticed Lewis's hand grip tighten on my hand. His face was composed, but his eyes had hyper-focused on the doctor. Cancer? I have cancer? I couldn't wrap my head around it. He couldn't mean me. I was a fit and healthy 38-year-old. I hadn't any health problems since I needed grommets at the age of 4. Even my babies were born in the birth centre. How could I have cancer? I'm so sorry. Yes, it's a relatively rare cancer of the blood, but it's highly treatable, especially when it's caught early. Cancer? I was relatively young. I had never smoked. I had never drunk alcohol. I had no family history of blood cancers. This couldn't be right. He continued to speak, and it didn't really sink in. But then I heard him talking about the other lump I had biopsied on my thyroid, and my brain snapped back into attention. The results came back for the biopsy on your thyroid. Now, 95% of biopsies will say, yes, this is definitely a cancer, or no, it's not a cancer. But this one came back as indeterminate. So as we know that you have Hodgkin's lymphoma, we would advise chemotherapy. And when the chemotherapy is finished, we would recommend that you have an operation to remove the lump on your thyroid, just in case it's also cancer. My brain was spinning. Cancer. I had cancer. You're going to meet Elaine. She's our dedicated oncology nurse, and we'll talk you through the next steps. Next steps? Why was he telling me I had cancer? He must have the wrong person. But deep down, I knew that I'd suspected this was the reason for the lump from the very first time I'd gone to the GP, with the lump back in the summer. We were led through to the adjacent room and gently informed that Elaine would be with us soon. I turned and stared at Lewis. Oh, babe. Cancer. I have cancer. He nodded slowly at me. I could see that he was also in shock, reeling from this unwelcome news. The meeting with Elaine is rather a blur, but I do remember she was kind and gentle and answered many questions and explained that chemotherapy, should I choose to go ahead, would be scheduled to start within a few weeks. In all honesty, I was only half listening. I felt utterly disconnected from the moment. I couldn't have cancer. I didn't feel ill. I knew I had a lump, but I felt normal. I mean, I was exhausted a lot, but I had a 4, 6, and 8-year-old who were delightful but full on and often still woke at night time. And I worked long, stressful but wonderful shifts in my dream job as a midwife. How could I have cancer? We left with a bunch of information leaflets, very detached from the world, and feeling like we were part of a bad dream that we needed to wake up from. We drove home in silence, both of us trying to process what we had just heard, holding hands, present and yet so very far away from our normal chatty selves. We got home. The arrival back to our family's safe space and the reality of how our chaotic but happy home was going to change opened up the floodgates. I started sobbing, big, fat, ugly tears, while Lewis, my wonderful rock, held me tight. I don't remember how long I cried for. It helped, but the sadness was still so overwhelming when the tears dried up. Life was going to look very different for the foreseeable future, for me, my Lewis, and my 3 children, and I was angry and devastated about it.